Hey, Diane's back again after having 2 weeks away on a cruise. Very lucky. First one that him and Dawes and I have done together, and it was gorgeous. And for the whole 2 weeks, I didn't sew anything. In fact, I didn't do anything creative, even though there were workshops I could have done. But what I noticed was, at the beginning, I really did miss that daily action of sewing. I often at least take an embroidery project with me on holes, but this time there was none of that. I chose to completely pull away. But just sitting down though and handling fabric and making something, creating pretty stitches, I did miss that. But I also realised how good it had been for me to properly step away from it for a while. I knew that was needed, which is why I didn't take anything with me. Because I never want sewing to become another job on my list of things I should be doing. I don't want that to happen. I always want it to be something I genuinely look forward to and enjoy. I don't want it to be a chore. So in this video, I'm taking you on that little holiday with me, just for a little bit of a break, and just for you to enjoy some holiday vibes maybe as well. I share a tiny bit of what I saw, mainly I think it's in Ibiza, and the complete break from routine. No washing, no anything. Because after the wedding quilt that I did for my daughter's wedding before June, that intense sewing session, I needed to clear my head. And this holiday served very well with that break in mind. And also don't forget I've had that bigger thing of having closed my business though too. So that played a big part in my reset as well. Because big changes in our lives, they need processing time to let us move forward again with calm, feminine energy. That reset back to what we love. Then, of course, there's the question of what happens when we come back to it. Let's see. Now, one of the big drivers for us booking on this cruise was the fact that on August the 12th, it enabled us to see a total eclipse, totality, because the ship placed itself on the north coast of Spain, just off La Coruña, and we got to see totality. And not only did we get to see it, but obviously everybody on the ship and thousands, millions of others probably did. But we got in our own personal space, we had two other couples sharing that experience with us on our veranda. And it being shared with other people that we got on well with, it enhanced it all, even though totality is a miracle and a beautiful thing on its own, especially out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The sharing it with others really made it a deeper, more meaningful experience, and I will never forget that. And it was a beautiful part of our holiday. And it's also the same that I've always said with sewing together, that sharing your experiences with others that you get on with just helps it all feel even better than it does originally. This is just a little bit to show you. You can you hear that echoing? To show you that these really do need some repair work. You don't need to see my toes. I'll shush, and you maybe hear some of the creaking. Oh, can you hear that? I haven't got the microphone on. Still not that clean either, so my feet are probably going to be filthy. But this is what the room looks like at the minute and sounds like. The sound is really quite different without the carpet. But I probably will be putting rugs and that up as well, so it should be fine. And I want to change these curtains and do stuff like that. But this is what it looks like at the moment as we wait for the work to be done to repair this floor. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And I thought we might see Alfie in the front garden, but we can't. It's been a very hot summer and the garden is very dry. But we've had some rain overnight, so it's all good. Now to find Alfie. Found him! He came in. Because the other day was a bit of a rascal. He was in the front garden and Chris had to come to the back garden for something, then went back out to the front and Alfie wasn't there, and unfortunately he had decided to take a little walk on his own, and thankfully it was 7 o'clock in the morning, and he doesn't like me telling his stories, but thankfully all was well, and another dog walker caught him as well. But he might be 15 and a half, but he can still get up to mischief, can't you? Hey, what you got? Oh, exciting. Yeah, cootie pie, until he did very well. While we were on holiday, he was at a dog sitter, Mary, who looked after him very well. Okay, there you go. There's the story. So nearly a week I've been home now, and I still haven't sewn anything. The washing, the ironing, the cleaning, the catching up with people, real life, here we are. As you can see in the video, the parquet flooring has rather taken over at the moment. The stuff from that room is also all over the place, including here in my sewing studio. And apparently Alfie also had his own contribution to make to that story, but thankfully he's all safe and sound still. But sewing is starting to make its way back in. This afternoon, I need to get ready for a talk I'm doing to Waterloo Quilters on the 1st of September. Need to get prepped for that. That was already in the diary before I closed Stitchscape. And they have been so supportive to me over the years, inviting me back to give talks several times. So yeah, I'm going to continue to do that, and I'll get that prep this afternoon. So it's definitely one booking I'm happy to keep. And tomorrow, I'm going sewing with a couple of friends over at her house, and actually I think that might be, in fact I know that might be the right way to start sewing again, not just on my own, but those two people I care about and enjoy sewing the same as me. I'm not doing it because I should. I'm not because I need to get something finished. I don't. I'm just going to do the patchwork play quilt. But just spending time with people that I like, doing something that I did actually miss, and I want to get back to that little bit of routine again of easy sewing. And maybe that's what this break has given me from everything. It's given me the chance to come back to sewing because I want to, when I'm ready, not when I'm told I have to. And that feels like a pretty good place to start again. And so now all you need to do is go and find your joy as well. I'm going cross-eyed here.